Today we're going to talk about measurement using inches with a ruler. Here's an example of what a close-up of a ruler would look like. In between every inch, like the 3 and the 4 that is there are several lines. Those lines are actually fractions of an inch. So if you take a look, here's the lines between 0 and 1. In between there's a total of 15 lines, making each line a 1/16 of an inch. Some of the lines get a little bit longer. Those lines signify it's an eighth. But if you remember, 1/8 is the same as 2/16. It's just a fraction that is reduced down. We have lines that are a little bit longer that are fourths. But if you remember, 1/4 is actually the same as 4/16. It's just a fraction reduced down. And then our longest line in between 0 and 1 is 1/2. 1/2 signifies 8/16. When you reduce down 8/16, you get 1/2.
Wants to make a new ID tag for Rhinozilla. He's an adult now, and he's grown so much since his last ID was made. She needs to include his current length on the tag. She knows he's approximately 2 feet long, but she needs to know Rhino's exact length. How can Mia measure Rhino's length accurately? Let's help her measure Rhinozilla in feet, inches, and fractions of an inch. First, we gotta choose a measurement tool. We could use a ruler, a tape measure, or a yardstick. Rulers are good for measuring something that's less than 1 foot, but we know Rhino is about 2 feet long. Both a yardstick and a tape measure are longer, so they both could work. But because Rhino's a little squirmy, we'll use a tape measure. Starting at 0, line up the object you're measuring to the measurement tool. Line up Rhino's tail with the 0 mark on the tape measure. Be sure to line it up exactly with 0, otherwise your measurement will be off. Estimate how long the object is. 2 feet is the closest foot measurement that Rhino lines up with. See that line labeled 2 feet? That's how we know. But he actually doesn't make it all the way to the 2 foot mark, so we need to look more closely to get an accurate measurement. Find the length of the object to the nearest fraction of an inch. Put your finger at the edge of Rhino. Draw an imaginary line down to the nearest mark on the tape measure. That's 20 1/4 inches. So, now we know that Rhinozilla is actually 20 1/4 inches long. If he keeps his healthy appetite of live crickets, he's liable to keep growing. Most rulers have marks for inches and centimeters. In the US, we use inches, but in other countries across the world, centimeters are used. It can be tricky keeping track of which is which. If you see a cm, that means you're measuring in centimeters. RJ just built this cool little space shuttle. What is the length of the space shuttle measuring to the nearest half inch?
Okay, so let's take a look. It's greater than 1, less than 2. So I know it's going to be 1 in a fraction. So I can easily chop out A and C. So my answers are going to be between B and D. Remember, these are divided into 16ths. So 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/16. There's not an answer for 8/16, remember, because 8/16 gets reduced down to 1/2. I also could tell because it was the longest line in between that it would be 1/2. I know that I'm measuring in inches, not centimeters, so my answer is...
This space shuttle measures up to 1 1/2 inches.
For your notes tonight, I would like you to label it 12-1, and I would like you to actually draw the ruler out. You may want to turn your notebook sideways so you are able to get every fraction on that ruler. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.